Hello, so long time no speak. I'm in full-time Christmas retail mode at the moment and have no time to myself, let alone to make videos. So I hope to kind of catch up over the next week, but don't really hold me to that because you never know, things might change. So earlier in the year I made an authors I don't ever want to read video, and that proved to be quite popular because mutual hate brings people closer together than mutual love. So as it's the end of 2016, thank fuck, because it's been a horrible fucking year. Not only have all my favourite people died, but I've only read one 5-star book of the year. It's been awful. I decided I should make an authors I can't wait to read in 2017 video, just to let you know like what's coming up in the next year. And it's kind of like a bunch of authors that I've been putting off because I've been intimidated to read their work, or just because I haven't gotten around to it yet. So the first author I really want to read in 2017 is Hunter S. Thompson. Never read any of it, and you'd think that stuff would be right up my street. I've seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I watched it for the first time this year and I was like, oh, I really should have read the book first. But oh well. I really want to read Hell's Angels. I always see it when I'm down at the library. I always pick up something else instead. I don't know what's wrong with me, but he's one that I really want to get to because I know I'm going to really enjoy his stuff. Then I want to read this is a big one. I want to read James Joyce. I've never read any James Joyce at all. And I'm Irish. And his gaff is about 10 minutes down the road. And I'm a horrible person and a traitor. Basically, I feel like an ignorant bastard. I really don't read any Irish literature, like, ever. I think the one in recent years has been Bram Stoker, and it's just like, ugh. And, you know, Ireland's famous for its writers and its poets and all that sort of thing. People ask me, like, give us a recommendation of, like, you know, your top 5 Irish authors. I'm like, oh, I would really like to read Ulysses in the coming year. I'm not intimidated to read it, but I feel like American BookTube has kind of bled into me, and people complain about it. Like, Americans complain about it a lot on BookTube. Next is H.P. Lovecraft. Never read any H.P. Lovecraft. It's disgusting because I love horror, and he's all the way up there, and I've just never read any of it. And I've got a load of his short stories and collections of his stories on my wish list and things, and I've just never gotten around to it. I am also blaming this on my library because they don't actually have any of his books, which is crazy. How is that possible? I don't know. I want to read all this stuff. I really want to get on that. Next is another huge one that, like, I've been meaning to read for years but haven't, and it's Kurt Vonnegut. Like, how I'm feeling really ashamed of myself now. As I'm slowly going through this list, I'm starting to, like, feel like shame. Again, it's an author like a lot of you recommend that I read, and I just haven't. And I know everyone recommends Slaughterhouse 5. I probably won't start with Slaughterhouse 5. I think I'll probably start with Cat's Cradle for Vonnegut. I don't really know where a good place is to start with his stuff, but I don't know. You have to feel around yourself and kind of go for whatever story synopsis jumps out at you. Next is another Irish author, okay, that I still haven't fucking read. It's Oscar Wilde, okay. Yeah, I still haven't read Picture of Dorian Gray. I'm a bastard, I'm a bloody traitor to my country, and I wish I were dead. I've got Picture of Dorian Gray, like, next to my bed. It's on, like, the stack of books that I want to get to in December, so maybe it won't be, like, 2017. Maybe it will be, like, end of 2016 that I can actually get to it. But I feel so bad, and every time, like, I go past Merrion Square and I see that sassy statue of him just being, like, judging me for, like, not reading his stuff, and I hate myself. Right, now on to some women on the list. This is the other thing. When I was compiling the list, I was like, this is all men so far. People are going to judge me on that because, you know, people like that 50-50 ratio. Toni Morrison. Like, I still haven't fucking read any Toni Morrison. I hauled Beloved in one of my January videos, and I never got to it because, knowing me, typical, I checked too many books out at the library and got overwhelmed, and I haven't checked it back out since returning it. I've got Sula sitting on my bookshelf, which it's going to get read this month. Come hell or high water, I'm reading some fucking Toni Morrison because it has been like, since I was 14 I wanted to read her. It's nearly 10 fucking years. Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna read her. I want to read all of Toni Morrison's books. Next is kind of one that she gets recommended to me a lot, and I didn't really search her books up until kind of a couple of months ago when I saw one of them in a charity shop and unfortunately didn't pick it up, and now I'm fucking kicking myself because it seems like it might be out of print or at least hard to come by, or maybe it's expensive. I can't actually, it's one of the three anyway. Carol Joyce Oates. The book I saw in the charity shop was Rape, a Love Story, and I thought that title was awesome, but I still didn't get it. But yeah, Carol Joyce Oates seems like an author who would definitely be up my street. A good few people who are into the same sort of stuff that I'm into will recommend her, and she'll pop up in my comments every now and again, and I'm just like, I need to jump on this Carol Joyce Oates bandwagon. Next is one that I'm kind of like, I'm not really sure if I would enjoy her work, but I definitely want to read A Handmaid's Tale, and that's Margaret Atwood. I'm interested in reading Oryx and Crake, but I don't know if it's the kind of thing that would really be up my street, because I don't know, but since like there's dystopian stuff, I really like dystopian stuff, so I don't really like fantasy and things like that. I actually can't remember if she writes fucking fantasy. I might be really confused. There's a good few of her books that I'm interested in checking out, but I would really like to at least just read Handmaid's Tale, because I'm still slowly but surely getting through that Goodreads 100 most disturbing books of all time, and that's on there. I feel like that's pretty high on the list as well. And the last one is another kind of horror related one that I've never read, and I feel fucking ashamed of myself for never reading any of his work, because he went on to inspire so many people and a lot of authors that I really like, and it's Franz Kafka. I've never fucking read any Kafka. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, how have I gotten to this far in my life without reading any Kafka? I mean, it's absolutely disgraceful. I should really just like go stand on a train tracks and wait for the next train to come, because this is despicable. The shame of it all. Yeah, the Metamorphoses, it's a pretty big, you know, book, and I feel, like I said, I feel like 2017 is the year when I kind of fill out a lot of the blanks in like the classic-y section. I tend to read a lot of books that are written in the 80s and 90s. There's definitely a lot of, not that I'm, you know, that I'm intimidated by classics or anything, or the language in them. I don't know, I seem to always get distracted by other things, or like something else will pop up, or maybe I go into like a reading slump and I just need to read trashy memoirs about celebrities I don't really care about. Anyway, so that's been my list of shame. These are a good few authors that are on the priority list that I want to get to in 2017, possibly by the end of 2016. Let us know if there's been any authors that you've been intending to read for years, like myself, and have just simply not gotten to yet. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.